Hi, I'm the Malt Activist, and today is day 2 of 8 of the DIAGEO Special Release 2020 Rare by Nature. And the whiskey we have in our glass today is the Cragganmore 20 years old. Look, I tried to give the intro a little oomph and called it the Cragganmore because I suspect this is going to leave me wanting in the overall experience department. I've had Cragganmores before, the 12 obviously, which everyone has, which is their sort of regular fare. And you know, there is something called a generic Speyside whiskey, just a generic Speyside whiskey, which everybody kind of does, and they're very, very difficult to tell apart one from the other. And I guess, you know, essentially used for blends, and that's fine. I have nothing against them. It's just that, in my opinion, they lack complete character, and there's a very, very one-dimensional journey of that whiskey, right? Just first, second, third fill bourbon barrels, and then just bottled at 40-43% ABV, and it will give you exactly the same notes as any other generic Speyside whiskey. I think you know what I mean, right? And to me, that's what the Cragganmore really is. So, like, I have a bottle of this 12-year-old sitting next to me. And I've done a tasting of this, and you know, if you put this in a blind lineup in front of even the most seasoned whiskey experts, they'll have trouble telling it apart from the other regular fare. So, having said all this, and shitting on a whiskey that I haven't even drunk yet, it's time to pour out this Cragganmore 20. Of which I have a cool little sample bottle. As you can see, it's got a nice owl. It's got a nice owl on it for some reason. Don't know what that means. Okay, let's bottle it. That's what it looks like. Of course, that's what it looks like. It's a goldy, generic gold. Ooh, nice nose. That's actually a pretty decent nose. Bit of an alcohol burn, that's okay. I don't mind a little alcohol burn, but you know, if the aromas are nice. This is bottled at 55.8%, so it held its own, you know. 20 years in the barrel, and it's still holding at about 56%. This is damn good, I think. Not bad at all. Not bad by any means. Okay, how's this matured? Let's see, I have the book right here. It says, an age never before released from the distillery. Congratulations, first time you've released a 20-year-old. Matured in refill and new, fresh, charred casks. Okay, that's fine. Doesn't say much. Sorry, that's me just bumbling with the book. Okay, so there is obviously literature in the little booklet I told you about. See that? So there is some literature here. I've read it. I'll try not to be influenced by it, because they've written nothing but flattering things. So, you know, if it's shit, I'll call it out. But, you know, the nose is not bad. The nose is not bad. Even if it's slightly astringent. Again, that alcohol burn. This is what I got in the Cardhu yesterday. That really nagging alcohol burn that wouldn't leave. Similar to this, what the hell is going on? I know there's some good flavors under that alcohol burn, but I need to get past the alcohol burn. Okay, better. Very strong with the vanillas. and baked biscuits. Pudding, like a vanilla pudding, okay. Caramel pudding. There's honey in there as well. There's a very light honey also. Very soft citrus. Yeah, soft citrus, sharp citrus. It's a lime lemon thing going on. Not bad entirely. Let's see, what does this say? Blah, blah, blah. This is really funny. I'll put up the description on the screen now. It says, blah, blah, blah. Then soft leather notes beneath suggest kid gloves. Kid gloves? Why do we have to go to kid gloves? There's so many other leather things that don't need to be compared to kid gloves. On a faint base of sanded hardwood. I see what they mean about the hardwood. I really don't get so much leather. Maybe a touch. But I get more spices. I get like hints of cumin. Now, one of the things in this description, they keep saying add water to it. Add water to it. Just a little bit of water softens the aromas and confirms its Speyside nature. Ooh, just a little bit of water will make it more smooth and the warmth will be well controlled. Just add a little bit of water. Now, they're really insistent. So today I said, you know what? Fine. I'll add a little bit of water against my better judgment because I don't believe in adding water when I'm doing a review. Not because I'm an elitist or a snob, only because I don't know how much water to put. I don't even know how much this is. I think that's about like 27 mil. So, I mean, I don't know. I can put some water in it and see. But they're very, very adamant. They're like, put some water. Just put some water. Why don't you put some water? Put some water. And here's what I say. I say water can make a good whiskey great. Water cannot make a bad whiskey good. Is that controversial? Is that a controversial statement to make? I don't know. A whiskey that's already complex and nice, by adding a few drops of water, you start off this chemical reaction and then it opens up and new aromas and flavors come out. But a whiskey that's just not good isn't going to produce anything better with water. That's my opinion, and you may hold me accountable, and that's fine. So, look, the nose is decent. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it, but it does fall very squarely in the middle of that generic flavor profile that so many of these Speyside distilleries tend to create. So it is definitely, within that generic flavor profile, like I said, which is not really a bad thing if you ask me, but then it really doesn't set it apart. I think it's a decent nose. There are no immediate flaws. I think it's a little savory on the nose. I think I would have liked some sweeter notes. I don't get them. Let's see. Maybe water. Maybe that's what they mean. Okay, cheers. Wow. Ooh. Wow. Okay. This is quite a wonderful delivery. The viscosity is beautiful. It's very creamy. It's medium to full, but more on the fuller side. It's sweet. It's velvety. It coats my entire mouth. Quite drying as well. I get the usual, soft touches of citrus, the lemon and the lime in there. But I think the big finish is quite nice. It's got a lot of white pepper spices and oak that sort of stays with you. The overall effect is extremely warming. It's all over my mouth. Wow. Definitely a step up from yesterday, from the Cardhu 11 that we tried. This is quite decent. It's not spectacular by any means, but it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Yes, I still stand by my statement that this falls within the generic flavor profile of Speyside whiskeys that are made for blends or that use first, second, third fill, refill bourbon casks, and they're put together. So it's definitely ticks all those boxes, but there's an there's a trace of elegance to it, I think. And I think it's the age that's brought that on the spirit. So, no real off notes. Some pineapple. So no real off notes. Quite juicy. I'm smacking my lips. This is a perfectly drinkable whiskey. I have no idea how much it costs. It's 20 years old, so I'm guessing it costs like 140, 150 pounds. I mean, for that amount of money, you can get something else for sure. I don't know what, but you can. I like my first instinct wouldn't be, hey, let me get a Cragganmore 20. But you know, if I found this whiskey at a friend's house and I sat down and he gave it to me, I wouldn't be complaining. I wouldn't turn up my nose and be like, hey, what kind of shit are you serving me? This is very decent. I quite like it. And now, water. As you can see, I'm a professional when it comes to the art of dilution, right? There you go. You can see for yourself. I don't know, is that enough? I have no idea. That's probably like half a mil? Can't be more than that. All right. Definitely mellowed down. I will go back to what I had said earlier. Water can make a good whiskey great. It cannot make a bad whiskey better. Right? So this was a good whiskey. I mean, this is a good whiskey. Can water make it great? The nose has improved slightly. It's softened out. It's mellowed out. It's a little sweeter. But it does have a much stronger woody element now as well. Dusty cupboard, like the back of a dusty closet. Interesting. I don't know whether I like that or I don't. It's just there. All right. Okay. So it didn't get better. It just mellowed everything out. It doesn't have the attack anymore. So I don't know. Did I put too much water? Or like it wasn't supposed to work in the first place? I really don't know, man. Actually, you know what? I'm going to give this whiskey the best shot. I am going to 70% linted. Lint doesn't pay me for this. I mean, they should. Given the amount of advertising I do at all my whiskey tastings, there's always a bar of Lint black chocolate on the table for palate cleansing. I apologize for the way I'm talking. Okay. Ooh, that's nice chocolate. Mouth nicely coated with 70% Lint dark chocolate. Whiskey slightly watered down. And let's see. All I could taste was the chocolate, and the chocolate is wonderful. But I know that the whiskey hasn't done much. Normally, a combination of dark chocolate and very good whiskey is an orgasmic explosion of flavors in your mouth, and I love that feeling. And I was hoping I would get it from this, and I don't. And so I'm right, and Cragganmore is wrong. This is not a sublime, fantastic whiskey. This is a decent whiskey. This is a good whiskey. Yes. Oh, milk chocolate. Oh, but I did have some dark chocolate now. Okay. So it is what it is. It's a middle of the road, nicely produced, generic flavor profile of a single malt whiskey that will not be able to set itself apart from anything else that's very close to how this is constructed. It has no real discerning features that I can put my finger on and be like, oh my god, that's a Cragganmore. There's no signature distillery flavor profile, right? And so, while it is a decently constructed dram, and there's nothing wrong with it, and I think the mouthfeel is quite nice, 20 years, I think, in a good cask, or in a selection of good casks will do that for you. And the delivery is nice, the flavors are quite decent. But, what does someone like me want? We want to experience something new, something romantic, something exotic. And this is not it. It's not as bad as the Cardhu 11 from yesterday, so I'll take that as a win. Tasting a whiskey that's better than the one that you had before is definitely a good way to go in life. So for that, I'm happy. But is this perfectly reasonable? Yes. Are we looking for reasonable? No. Were we looking for a fantastic, blow your mind? Yes. Did we get it? No. So there you have it. I gave it everything. I had it neat. I added water to it. I had dark chocolate with it. The ultimate aphrodisiac for a good whiskey sip. But no, it didn't work. So what are you gonna do, huh? Anyway, we tried. We tried our best. So yeah, there you go. So I'm happy we got number 2 out of the way. It was a step up from yesterday. Hopefully everything else is a step up from now on. This was the Cragganmore 20, bottled at 55.8% ABV from the Speyside region. Thank you for joining me for this whiskey review. I'm the Malt Activist. Until next time, peace.